And good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are tuned in from. It's time for another What Now? And in light of May 4th, I'm wearing my Star Wars jacket. Yes, the force is strong with this one. Sitters on time, sitters on time. Let me see if I can put this in here. There we go. Ooh, I like when people are on time. Thanks everybody for tuning in already. Everybody else is on time as well.
Hey, Betty.
Hey, Sid.
How are you?
I'm good. You look great.
This crazy hair, this non-conforming ass
I
bun.
like it. I like it.
It's like a sculpture. I said, fuck it. You're an
No,
artist.
it's exactly. It's awesome. I was just saying I wore my Star Wars jacket for May the 4th. And yeah,
Nerd.
that's about it. That's all the styling I did today. I just got to get this camera right so people can see me. Okay, so thank you, first of all, for wanting to be on I hate saying show, but people have been calling it a show. It's a live talk, and it is meant to do some inspiration and motivation for creative people, but also people who are not creative and who may have hidden talents. So in this pandemic, when they're at home doing nothing, they may explore some creative sides.
There's always shit to do. That is for sure.
This is true. So, okay, for the people that have joined us that may not know you, can you introduce yourself? Because you can probably do it better than me.
Hello, my name is Sydney G. James. I am a fine artist slash muralist from Detroit, Michigan. I have a studio gallery practice, but my biggest practice is mural painting. From Detroit all the way to Ghana, Nepal, Sierra Leone.
Amazing.
Yeah, the one in Hawaii is going on, but it doesn't matter. It was there.
You did that, yeah.
Now.
So, okay, being a person that travels everywhere to create your art, being confined to your quarantine space now, what has been the biggest impact for you creatively, but also personally?
Well, creatively, which is personal, personally,
Right.
I kind of was stunted in the beginning. Like for the first like 30, 35 days, I wasn't doing shit. I just didn't have it in. I had plans like when we first got the initial stay-at-home order. I'm like, okay, well, this would give me time to actually rest because I needed a break anyway. Because this is not, it wasn't as serious as we didn't. It wasn't in our brains as serious as it really was.
Right.
Thinking, okay, like until they probably about to figure some shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll be home. This will give me time to actually take the break that I needed because I've been hella busy the last 3 years, like straight. So I'm like, okay, I'll just sit down for like a month and just, chill.
Right.
Then maybe a few days after the stay-at-home order, maybe the day after, like the official order, because the first week it was really like a suggestion here. My homeboy, like from high school, died from it.
Oh wow! Already?
Oh yeah, no. As soon as it started, like when they say Detroit got hit, I think I'm separate. You know how they say 6 degrees of separation?
Yeah.
Degrees separated from most people who passed away from it.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
And I know at least 7 personally that have passed away.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So is that when it hit you like seriously?
He died. It hit me seriously.
Yeah.
I was just stunned. I was stunned into stillness. Like I wasn't doing shit. I didn't want to do shit. I was just quietly coping, like trying to process what's happening and what could happen in the future. Because we really normal as we knew it no longer exists. And that's our new reality. We don't know what's gonna be new. We should come out actually better. But I doubt it.
Yeah, I've had that
human
conversation as well with people. Like,
we should come out here better and like more personable, more empathetic, more sympathetic, more understanding of
caring, more, yeah.
Yeah, but that shit ain't, no, it's gonna, humans are still human and they gonna human.
It might be the first week, but then as soon as people forget, that's when we're all going our own ways again.
I think they're already going their ways now.
Well, yeah. If you look at the United States, indeed.
It might unite neighborhoods and like living, like people who live around each other, or like if you haven't talked to your family, people are communicating more.
Yeah.
Like personally, you might actually be building more. You know what I'm saying? But
it's true, yeah.
Like as a overall culture, no. It's like no.
Well, you're the first person that says it explicitly. I've had about 15 talks now, and you know, the topic has come up, like we should come out this better because the world is not going to go back to normal. It's going to be a different society. But people have not been as outspoken as you about it.
Yeah, ideally, you're right. We should.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah.
Is probably ain't gonna be that.
Nope.
People shouldn't murder motherfuckers, but they're absolutely murderers. I don't know. People should. True. You know, I don't know. We'll see. But back to the original question.
Yeah. Okay. So you got hit with the unfortunate passing of your friend.
Yeah.
And what? Yeah.
So what climbed me out of my hole is, you know, Lamar. That's my.
Yeah.
And you know, we luckily live together, because he like, even if I'm having a down day, he ain't gonna let me stay that way, you know. And I feel a little guilty because what happens when he gets in a down day? That's when I got pump my shit, like give him space. But he suggested to me, because I am a studio practicing artist and I've only been painting murals for about 5 years. However, once you start painting murals and that's what you do most of the time, it's kind of addiction. You know what I mean? So that was part of like my little, it was like people are dying around me. I can't control that shit. And you can't comfort them. You can't comfort yourself. You can't hug like, family members, the friends. Like you can't. So he was like, to climb out of this hole, you know what? You should just paint a mural in the garage. And that's what I started doing. And I'll walk you out there before we end.
Right. I've seen you work on it. Obviously it's amazing. I absolutely love your work. And I would hope that we get to see some of your art in Amsterdam or even the Netherlands.
Oh, I was supposed to be, but it never got finalized. And now it makes sense that it wasn't finalized. I was supposed to be painting a mural in London in fucking March.
Oh, yeah. I think you told me that you were supposed to be in London. Yeah, but you at some point you'll get here, and if I gotta make that happen.
I am listen. I needed to stay still for a bit.
Right. So we were about to get into that before this talk. I met you because of Lamar, but you both travel a lot, and so you've been to Amsterdam a couple times. I'm very grateful to call you both my friends because I always have a great time with you guys. But you guys don't sit still. So how was that for you guys to both finally sit in one place for longer than a week?
Oh, right. It's interesting. We haven't had because I know what's out there. I'm not excited to go anywhere. Like and London was like the last thing that I kind of had lined up because I was planning on a little break right now anyway. So I didn't have plans got canceled. And even like the residency, I have a residency for the humanities department at U of M. But that wasn't scheduled for like the fall any damn way. And then I just got confirmation that that's still a go because, of course, that's funding. It's not public funding. It's like a private trust. And that's where the funding was coming from. Right. So I'll be good in a few months in that respect. But, yeah, so I just been working, snacking, doing things, staying up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, waking up at 11:30 a.m.
Because you can.
And I'm pissed. If I wake up before 10, I got an attitude with myself. Like
really?
Another hour. Because like if you have the opportunity to sleep in, why wouldn't you? Like you're supposed to sleep in.
Well, let me tell you this. I can go to bed at 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning for whatever reason, work or live streams, and I will wake up at freaking 7 or 8 a.m. and I cannot sleep for the life of me. I'll be exhausted. And
go get you some snacks, girl. You need to do some edibles.
Well, I live in Amsterdam.
That's what I'm saying. Go get you some.
I know. My whole schedule is off, and the thing that keeps me up is, you know, first of all, doing these live talks are so inspiring and motivating, and gets my brain brushing. Then I get the feedback from people. So by the time I'm in the bed, I'm still processing everything, and it's just, my brain can't calm down. It takes at least an hour or 2 hours before I can process everything, and which is, I'm not complaining. I'm happy, but the rest is like, I got to get it in, because I've been busier than before this pandemic for some reason.
Thank God I am not, because I know a lot of people are saying, hey Dana, hey Kathy. That's my
hi everyone. I do see the questions, so I put this little pinned comment that if you have a question, please put it in the question box, because I don't want all the questions to go by and us not seeing it in the middle of the conversations. Okay. And there are already questions. Let me see. Oh Lord, I don't want to mispronounce people's names. The one question is, can you talk about the contrast in being able to take your time with the garage mural in comparison to your normal?
Oh, okay.
I can't read the rest because it didn't fit in the box. So yeah, well, I guess we get the gesture. Yeah.
I know what he's saying. Okay. So the biggest difference is really internal, because honestly, I know how to render fast.
Right.
So I'm in Detroit. You know you see these earrings, Dana. You know I'm back home. That's my friend from LA. But the difference really is it's an internal thing. And the reason why I say that is because I'm really, this is like really giving me an opportunity to fall back in love with painting. Because now, like once you do it so much, anything so much, it's like a routine. You're like a robot. You don't really get to enjoy. You're just doing. You're not enjoying what you're doing. You're just doing. Like I draw something, I paint it,
and that's it. On to the next.
Whatever it is, on to the next. Like I don't even revisit it. Whereas this is really giving me the opportunity. Like, hey, you don't have to paint everything in 2 days, 3 days.
Right, yeah. Take
because
time.
Part of it was, you know, I'm a trained commercial artist, so I work fast, right?
Yeah.
But the other part is it was ego, because I'm female, I'm Black, you know, I'm petite. When people see me out there working, they don't believe, they're not believers. Like that I'm doing all that shit by myself, or that I'm even
they don't know you.
So that's why I work so fast and so efficiently, because it's like ego. I had some shit to prove.
Right. Do you still feel like that though? You got a name for yourself. People know you.
Not as much.
Okay.
But before, absolutely, because now I'll pay for help. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't have to I don't have to prove that anymore. I've done that part. But it's giving me the opportunity to fall back in love with why I'm doing this in the first place. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Entire garage. So however long we're in quarantine, that's when they'll be completed.
Oh, so that's awesome.
I don't have, and it'll just be added. It's gonna be wrapped. It's gonna. I don't even have a full plan. And normally, I go into every project with a complete plan.
Right.
This is how long it should take me. Blah,
right.
Blah. This I'm literally designing as I go. I'm making shit up as I go. Like I designed like the basis of it.
Yeah.
Like the woman, she's wearing a t-shirt. It's a Slum Village album cover, because we're in Coney Gardens.
Right.
Raised. Homo Slum Village, Day Dilla, YG, all of those dudes. Miss Yancey was my Girl Scout leader. I love saying that shit because it's absolutely true. It was famous until I was older. 'Cause
that's awesome. But also this is the garage mural is a very personal piece. So I mean, all of your pieces obviously have some type of message or, you know, a statement, but this is not an assignment that you're doing. This is not in assignment of a company or an organization. This is your work to process what is happening, you know, losing your friends and your loved ones, being in this crisis. So I can only imagine that this is nothing the same as what you usually do.
No, it's not.
No. Okay, there was another question. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Same person. I don't want to mispronounce your name, but Leonard Bus. Leonard Bus. I don't know. I don't know. Will any COVID-inspired thoughts show up in your upcoming works?
I am not inspired by COVID.
That's a great answer. But maybe to rephrase his question, anything that you are now re-inspired by because you're now finding your love for painting or creating again, will that be more present in your up and coming work?
Probably. The show, because the residency will result in a solo show. I decided the title of the show last week, just thinking about, so I guess that is kind of COVID inspired. The title is The Machine Stops. That was a short story I read when I was in college. It was written by E.M. Forster in 1908, 1909. It might have been published in 1910. But it was like this allegory for the Industrial Revolution. Right. And he described these rooms that people would be isolated, that they would talk to each other via screens, but it was described in such a way because technology wasn't a word.
Was it? Yeah, back then, yeah.
So, and that's how I feel right now. And even in the short story, the machine, because people lived on the machine in their own little octagon spaces, right?
Right.
And it was it's kind of like we're already here, but it's not as literal as the book.
Right.
We are in confined spaces. We are limited to just communicating like this.
Right.
We have the pleasure or the disadvantage, depending on what your relationship is like, of living with somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
It could be up in the air. So I imagine that I will try to, in some way, tell a story of isolation, but beauty, the beauty of Blackness in isolation.
Right.
That I haven't really explored yet, but I did land on that will be the name of the show.
Okay.
Because right now I don't feel like, and even in the short story, it wasn't that the machine stopped, the machine was breaking.
That's kind of what society is doing now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This system is breaking.
Right.
We're watching it in real time.
Yes.
All of it, like whichever, even the lie media outlets, the liars, that's still kind of a truth because that's the truth of the time that this shit exists.
Right.
So you have all this chaotic, like conspiracy theory shit that's really happening. So that is the truth of the time. Then you have the real news. Then you have these dumbass protesters. Like we see all this machine really blowing up. Like
it's interesting because this is the first time that we're in a situation where everybody's in the same shit. Like, I gave an example. You're in Detroit. I'm in Amsterdam. Normally what's going on in the United States or even a part of the United States is like, oh, that's going on in the States. And 9 out of 10 times people in the States don't even know what the hell's going on in my country because they don't care or they don't report on that. So now it's like you and me, completely different sides of the world, are going through the exact same thing, not just society wise, but also mentally, physically. We are going through the same thing. Everybody in the whole world, except those people that are in some tribe closed off from the world, are going through the same thing. So you would think that would give more sympathy for other cultures, or show that we are not so much different. We are all the same. But like you said before, and I don't want to be pessimist or negative, I would say it's more realistic, is that people are still not comprehending that part of it.
Yeah, because they don't care.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's being shown on the media, to actually their disadvantage, but they're dumb and arrogant, is that Black and brown people are dying. So in their minds, that don't have shit to do with them.
Right.
But that's not the truth. We're dying at a disproportionate rate.
Yeah.
But it's still more y'all dying. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's more y'all. So still, y'all are the higher number of deaths still.
They see what they want to see. And
because a lot of people, they really believe that we don't use algebra and math and shit in our adulthood, and that just ain't
right.
This shit ain't nothing but a word problem.
That's true. and then I can't really compare the situation, obviously, because it's a race thing in America. But over here, we do have a similar situation going on, where our society in the Netherlands has a really big percentage of old people, because we take care of our elderly, so they stay alive longer. So we have a really big portion of our population which is old. So in comparison to the regular 2 to 3% dying from COVID, ours is 12%. And that's a lot compared to 2 or 3%. That's because it's all old people. Right. So now all the young people here are just acting a fool because, it doesn't hurt them. And, we're not dying. And, I'm not sick.
They don't give a fuck about killing grandma though?
They do not. They do not. I have called the police 3 times on my neighbors for throwing parties here because the weather was nice. Now, the building I live in, I got to share a damn hallway with these people. They're infecting my hallway. And that may sound paranoid, but
it's
the truth. And I still visit my mom at a distance, but I don't want to take any more risks than I have to because of these dumb people. And of course, no offense, but it's white people and they're millennials.
I already know.
So
we could just call them. They know too.
So it's not really the same, but it's really it's not hurting me, so fuck everybody else.
It's selfish as shit. Period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's selfish. But that's how we're raised, like all Americans. I don't give a fuck, you Black, you poor, you whatever.
Yeah.
You might not know how to read in this country, but god damn it, you have American arrogance bred in your ass. I don't care. Now, it's levels to that arrogance. There's level. And
it's the same with the Dutch. Let's not get it twisted. We are the biggest colonialists in the world. So if there is some type of entitlement and arrogance instilled in anybody's DNA, it's these Dutch people.
It started over there.
Do not let me not start on that. It's a whole different conversation, but
and that's the shit about the protests over here. It's not really like these motherfuckers. Like, it's funny because it's a meme that's been rolling around. Like, y'all been preparing all these fucking decades and decades and decades on living secluded for 100 years because you can for survival, but now motherfuckers told you can't. Now your ass is protesting.
Right.
That's what you're protesting. You're really protesting. You can't tell me that I can't.
Right.
I am American, god damn it. You can't tell me I can't. This is America.
It is more about the how do I say this in English? Just the fact that they are able to say that, other than just sitting down, looking at the bigger picture. Sure, you can. Sure, you can, stand on your rights as an American, but that's not the issue here.
But that's still bullshit, though. That means that you really went back to some basic ass school. What was it? Geography class? One of them got their social studies. Motherfuckers, they can absolutely strip you of all of those rights. keep
Yeah.
acting like that. This is a public safety issue.
Yeah. Exactly.
One of your rights.
Exactly. And that is the bigger picture that I'm talking about. Because if anything, if we have learned or should learn from this virus, this worldwide virus that is infecting everybody and their mom, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't discriminate, is that the reason we are self-quarantining, the reason that we are staying home is not because we are scared to get sick, but because we have to protect others.
Yep.
That is what people fail to understand.
Because empathy ain't taught in school.
No, it's not. And obviously it's also not taught in families anymore. I'm sorry, but family values and morals are far gone back in history as well.
That's because a lot of our matriarchs are dying or have died. You know what I'm saying? So, and the family structure is way different now. And
right.
And once you lose your matriarchs, it's kind of weird. Like that whole family dynamic kind of changes. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Black people, we give a Detroit, we give a fuck about our grandparents. Like, I needed somebody 100. I was like, oh, when can I meet your grandma? She was like, oh no, we protecting her at all costs. Can't nobody.
Right.
In the beginning, I didn't even realize I was asking something that was super wrong yet. But I was like, oh shit, like
that was that serious, Okay, so I want to steer the conversation. I love talking to you about this, but I want to steer the conversation back to creativeness and handling this pandemic, but also just you. I did see somebody make a comment about a conversation that we made sure to have some other time about the colonialism of the Dutch and how I'm not Black, but I'm yellow, how I ended up here. But that's a whole other story. We might revisit that one.
Right.
Part 2. Okay, so we were just talking about you doing this personal mural on your garage. What would be one of the things that you would love to do as soon as we get to play outside again? Like, what is on top of your bucket list or on your bucket list that you would love to do?
I'm not even gonna lie. This ain't even no asshole shit. I don't have a bucket list. I try to live my life doing exactly what the fuck I want most times. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. But is there somebody that you want to work with, a company, organization, a person, or?
Oh, you know what what I'm looking forward to, and I hope it doesn't get canceled, but depending on how this shit rolling, I was gonna do a collaborative wall with Max Sansing, Hyro, Backpack, Ijana Cortez, Detour 303. Is that, and then me in Denver.
Wow.
Denver. Okay. Big ass wall.
But that was already planned, or?
That was planned. But it was gonna be, it was either Detour's idea or Max's idea. It's like, we should just make this wall black as fuck. And I love making walls black as fuck. That's like my goal.
Right. But that will happen though, just because this is shut down now.
Black.
Everybody's going crazy over here. So for anybody that just jumped in, if you have questions, please use the question box down below, so we can get to that when we have a break in the conversation. Okay, so that will happen though, like I said, because
it may not happen this year. It depends.
No, but it will happen. Period.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot of things won't happen this year.
The dopest thing about like the street art community in particular, and the black, like our subgroup. Oh man,
yeah,
it's nothing but love and support, and we really want to show the world, because when you think of street art, you really don't think of Black people. You might think of some Asians, you might think of some Puerto Ricans.
I don't know what I would think of.
It's a white boy game.
I have to say, well, real transparency, I'm not that art educated, so I'm having a conversation with somebody, and I know nothing about the art world. I'm sorry, but again, this is teaching me.
Is that a Justin Bull behind you? That De La Soul?
That's a De La Soul painting from Mike Thompson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
His
I have a
style-
talk with him. It's on my IGTV. Because people kept commenting on it. So
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
the-
let me just have him in here.
I know,
And
but I couldn't remember if it was a Justin Bull print or somebody else did an original. But
no,
my,
that's a Mike Thompson original.
okay, no,
He just did a ODB piece for a sideshow, and he was so happy about that.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um
But
so
that Arts Beats and Lyrics, which is a traveling show based
I
on
know I got W this Wednesday.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
So they're finally talking about coming to Detroit because after well over a decade, they haven't been here. So
Right.
So that's the thing. I gotta kind of hopefully like help them find that venue for it because I do want it to come because I do after all I participate in shit.
Yeah.
So it definitely needs to come here for
Well,
sure.
I needed to come here as well. I just needed to go to Europe.
Ooh, be dope as fuck on if we went out to the Netherlands. That'd be so. Dub, if you're watching, let's go to the Netherlands.
I know, but I was talking to him when that shit first started, and you know I drink Jack, so you know. So I'm like, man, we need to get that out here, and I think it will definitely be possible as soon as everything opens up. We can get it together. Yeah, I really would want to see that one because I haven't been to Atlanta in forever, so
Right.
I haven't caught it or anywhere really. And then I think it went to Houston, and I missed it there.
Yeah, I haven't been to it. I've been participating in most of them for years, but I've only been to like maybe 2.
Well, if it comes here, I'm definitely down, and I'll probably follow everyone in Europe. If I can get this tour together, even if it's just 3 or 4, like London, Berlin, Paris, Amsterdam, I'm good.
Yeah. If it gets
We'll make that happen. I'll talk to him on Wednesday about it. I got him scheduled for a talk on Wednesday.
Belgium is nice too.
What's that?
Belgium, it would be.
Oh
cool.
yeah. I just don't know if they have the pool. I don't know. Maybe they do. Brussels, maybe, or Antwerp. Who knows? Well, if it comes to one city over here, I'll just make it happen where I can just go there.
Right.
What is a city where you would love to do a mural? Where in the world?
All of them. Lisbon.
Ooh, Lisbon is nice. Yeah.
And I think they have a mural festival over there. So I would love to paint in Lisbon.
When is that mural festival?
I don't know.
Sign up.
Lisbon, I think probably Tokyo.
Ooh, Tokyo is nice as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so this person, and this must be a friend of yours, asks another question. What was it like first meeting Detour 303?
He picked me up from the airport.
Just like that. He just picked you up from the airport.
Detour is cool as shit.
How was it meeting him for the first time?
Like meeting the guy that picked you up from the airport.
You are so dry. Oh my gosh.
Like, hey, Thomas, it's nice to meet you in person. Because, you know, I've been talking to him on the phone and shit. He had been trying to get me out there for Crush for a minute. So he made it happen. And I was a drop-in, too. I wasn't, like, officially on the roster. But, yeah, like, he's cool as shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I think the dopest artists aren't assholes. So it's
right.
You don't, and they don't make you feel like you're in their presence. You know, like it's not that type of shit. They're just regular ass. You know,
I love that. That. Yeah, and that's what makes them dope. Because I mean, I obviously have the same thing with musicians and artists. And I have been in people's presence, and I'm like, I don't need to be here.
I feel like the ones with maybe large brands, but the work is just It's like that propaganda type work, or not propaganda, like gimmicky type shit. I think they are the ones with the worst attitudes. And
that's
shit
true.
And I don't know those motherfuckers, so I don't know. So,
but again, it's comparable to artists, to music artists.
Wait, literally. So, my boy Prince gave 25 dates at the Forum. This is like 2011, like a few months before I moved home, like earlier in the year. 21 dates. at the Forum for $25 every seat in the house in Inglewood, right?
Right.
I live down the street. So I ended up seeing Prince perform 3 times.
Not 21.
$25. Well, actually, I only bought the seats for the first show. My boy, a very close friend of mine, used to be his road manager. So the second 2 times I saw him, we were in the VIP. You know, good time, right? We were down in the VIP area. Sheila E was down there, probably whoever opened up for him. And I was ready to go home. Prince wasn't even down there yet. I was just ready to go. We walked out the door, and Prince was walking in, and he bumped into my arm.
Because he's about your height.
He's shorter. He was 2 or 3 inches shorter than me. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, "Oh, no problem," and we kept it moving because I was ready to go home. It just what.
How many people gave you shit about that?
But I say that to say, like, he's already up here. He didn't make me feel like I was in his way.
Oh no, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is Prince. He apologized, like, "Oh, I bumped into you, sis. Like, sorry." And I'm like, cool.
But Prince, I mean, I have a Prince story.
Huh?
I have a Prince story, but I just know that he
did he hit on you? You look like his type.
No, he did not hit him. Had he hit on me, trust me, that would have been my hall pass, whoever I was with at the time.
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry. Prince is like the only man that can dress like a woman and wear heels that I would be attracted to.
Dude, that's not, certain things shouldn't be counted as cheating.
One of the things, I do have a bucket list. Not necessarily things that I have written down, but when I think of something, like one of the things that I did have on my bucket list was talking to Prince, like interviewing him, sitting down with him. And when he passed away, I was crushed. Like,
yeah,
anybody else, I would have been like, eh. But with him, he was definitely a person that was a goal for me. And
he was a goal in a different way for me. So I don't think it would have ever happened.
But I got to go to his after party in New York, and I still mad at myself because my friend is one of the members of Mint Condition, and asked me one time when I was in Chicago, "Hey, you want to come over to go to Paisley Park?" Yeah, and I was like, "Not today. I don't have time." So we all know I feel some type of way about myself for that.
I'm not even gonna make you feel comfortable about that.
I'm fucked up. Trust me. Like,
that's some shit you gotta live with, Pay.
I know.
But I'm not even mad at you for it though either, because that's how I would have been. That's no. If
I ain't got time, I ain't got time. But I wasn't necessarily, this is years ago. I wasn't living in the knowledge that this might be the only time I can, because I know my friend. I'm like, whenever I'm back, he can take me there.
Right, exactly.
That was how I was feeling. But Prince was having other ideas. So now I'm like, okay, when I get the chance, just weigh my options. Like, what do I have to do today? Is that so much more important? No. And, linking it back to today, the first thing everybody wants to do when we get outside is hug your friends, family, loved ones.
I do.
Huh?
I do not want to hug. I think I'll be less of a toucher than I already.
Oh, you one of those people?
Yeah. No, you can't hug me for 5 years. Don't.
If you coming over here, if I see you, I'm gonna hug your ass.
You gotta have on a hazmat suit.
Okay, cool. I'll wear plastic and whatnot. That's fine if that's what it takes. I'll take a shower and disinfect.
I'm gonna keep it moving.
But yeah, so anyway, okay, so you're not one of you're not one of those people. But for me, it's like right now, don't wait until we can go out before you say something to somebody. Say it now. You never know, what happens, especially not with you now dealing with the losses that you've had in just such a short time. People don't realize just because it doesn't touch you doesn't mean it can't touch you.
Right.
And those are things we should never take for granted, and shouldn't take a pandemic to realize that.
Yeah, but also, if you don't feel like talking to a motherfucker, You don't have to talk. You don't have to get yourself into talking to somebody just because it's pandemic.
Oh no, please no. Because everybody suddenly want to call on the video. I don't want to do that all the time. I'm on my couch. Leave me alone.
Yeah, like if I wouldn't reached out before, it's like, I don't feel a certain kind of way because, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, hey, Shahira. So you know that painting in Eastern Market, the one with the black woman holding up the protest sign?
Yeah.
List of everything that would keep you safe as a black woman / out being in America, and it's blank. So Scheherazade is the writer of that poem.
Oh wow.
And when
nice to have you here.
And she performs it, like when she performs it, that's the poem, the title. She stays up there silently as long as she can.
So was that a planned, or did you just use her poem?
I was planning for her to write something, yes.
Okay.
It was always planned for it to be, you know, a protest sign. I had the words.
Right.
When she told me that, I was like, that's what it's gonna be. And that's what,
awesome.
Yeah. And I think that's still, although it's dwindling because, you know, weather, I think it's definitely still one of my top 5 walls that I've done.
So how many of your walls stay up? Do you take projects that will stay up for a longer time or forever, or do you not know sometimes?
So if it's a commission, that means they're more likely gonna do what it takes to keep it.
Okay.
But if it's a mural festival, that shit ain't permanent.
I know, yeah.
Like the wall I painted in Hawaii, the code switch on you.
Oh yeah, so that one's gone already.
Yeah, that one only lasted a year. They painted over because you know that island is small anyway.
Yeah, they need that space.
Yeah, so they rotate the walls. I was hoping that it would stay up just a little bit longer because people were really trying to get out there to see that one.
Right.
Oh well, it lived.
Right. And there's footage of it.
It died young. You know what I'm saying? So,
are there people that ask you to do their private walls? Mm-hmm. And do you do those, or
if it's there? Or on a building, yes. If it's in a house, I will not. But I'm probably like, if people want their garages painted now, right, I probably will add that to my repertoire. But I always deter people. I try my best to deter people from getting murals painted in their houses and just buy art, because when I'm gonna charge you, you might as well buy something that's gonna appreciate. A mural in your home is not going to appreciate in value. Matter of fact, it might depreciate in value, or it'll be like a car in an instance.
Right. You just don't
thought of that. House, like if I paint your basement, basements are extremely moist. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like humid, it could flood. It's like you're wasting your money, and I'm literally going to charge you the same thing, right, or more. So
but it wouldn't be fun for you either, knowing that your art is going to be, you know, damaged or.
Exactly. Like I don't, and like the point of murals is public. It's public.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the public gets to see your shit.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, that's the advantage as an artist for painting large and painting outdoors. You know, like you have a world audience. It's an infinite audience.
Yeah.
And that's your big personal billboard you could do, and it makes your voice louder, especially like for the messages that I try to
convey. I was about to say,
you know, like I paint Black women extremely large and beautifully and colorfully and all this, as large as anybody could see, you know, as large as whatever wall space I'm doing, just so I could I'm trying to reverse the images that have been painted or, you know, put out there in media throughout time, you know, that we're lesser than. And no, the goal of my work is say, no, fuck that. I'm bigger than that, so deal with it.
So what came first, the message or the idea of doing murals, or was it something that came up together?
Kind of together, because I've only been painting murals for about 5 years, but I'm a lifelong artist. I started doing it just for, you know, community beautification and stuff.
Right.
And I got a commission wall out. It was for an indoor facility business out in LA. 2 weeks, I painted that wall 2 weeks before the first murals in the market. But after I did that first murals in the market, which is still kind of, it was still a message there, but not like a punch you in your face.
Right.
But this is also the death row. So tread lightly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, after I did that first wall here for murals in the market, yeah, I was a commercial artist ever since, because
I just have, well, me being half blind, I'm always so intrigued by how muralists have that perspective of making something in proportion. I don't know how to say this, but
and here's the thing. I went to art school. I did. I learned a lot in art school. And in art school, like any other school, you probably learn more from your fellow students, your classmates, than you actually learn from your professor.
Right.
Being in this street art community was like being back in art school.
Art school, yeah.
Yeah, because you just learn different methodologies and stuff and how to get your work. Because when I first started, I was using a projector. And then, which is, you know, fine. But, you know, like some street artists and graffiti artists like look down on that shit. But it really don't fucking make a difference, because I still got to paint this motherfucker. It don't matter how I get it up there.
Right.
But then, like, the more I did it, the more I was around other people, I watched and learned like what they were doing. And I was like, oh, this is more efficient. Like that scribble scrabble. I'm not doing it on my garage because I freehanded that one.
Right.
But so I could freehand and figure the shit out. Like, and now that I have all the time not in the world, but kind of in the world, I could freehand that shit out and figure it out like I would do a large drawing, a large painting.
Yeah.
But if like way bigger, I would create my own grid and do it like that. But yeah, it's so many ways to get large.
To do that, yeah.
There's so many methods, but it's all math. It is visual math. So,
I just have a whole respect for that. Like,
it's math.
And you know, again, I was dealing with almost going blind 3 years ago, and so you know, I'm like taking everything in just in case.
We got 13 minutes, so I'm just gonna head out.
Yeah, go ahead. So I'm just taking in everything that I can just in case I go blind. And that is something that I would miss, like seeing, well, especially my friends' art. You know, like all the art that I have in my house is my friends' work. Like I don't have anybody that I don't know, because this is like a little gallery of surrounding myself with my friends that don't live here. So yeah, I should buy a piece from you, a small one.
I'll send you something.
I live small. No, come and bring it whenever you can. Again.
That's the crazy thing too. Now that I got all this time, I can't even go nowhere. But
yeah,
ain't nowhere to go, because
it's good for
all
you.
the places with the good restaurants, they're closed.
I'll cook. Oh, thank you. Yeah, more especially for today. Okay, your Wi-Fi is cutting out. Turn your Wi-Fi off, maybe. We are losing Sydney. Huh?
Yeah. I fucked up. I forgot. I was walking away too far from my Wi-Fi, so I'll just post pictures later. Old people shit. See? Old people shit.
Honestly,
just walking outside, no Wi-Fi with my iPad. This is not my phone. I'm ridiculous. Go back in the house. This is where old people belong.
It's fine.
In the house.
So whoever's watching, go to Sydney's Instagram, Facebook, whatever. But she posted she's posting videos of the process. So I know I tuned in yesterday, so she showed some of the work already. So if you want to see it, it's not going to be done anytime soon. So you can see the whole process if you follow her or go to her Instagram.
That was
Sidney
so
G. James.
I wasn't even thinking about it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah. I forgot all about I would need Wi-Fi out there. I'm ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't know how far it was, but that's fine. You wanted to show it. I want you to show
Why
it.
why don't Wi-Fi go further? Why can't I do I have to get like another modem?
I don't know. We can have a whole conversation about this 5G stuff, but let's not.
I don't even know what the fuck that is, and I don't.
It's the stronger 4G, the newer network. And then there's conspiracy theories that believe that 5G, the polls that they're putting up, is giving you corona, COVID-19. It's a whole other crazy stuff going on.
If you microwave shit, shut the fuck up. You got a microwave. It's so many things with radiation in this motherfucker. Like you can't.
Yeah, go to your island. Go to your island if you wanna, if you don't want to be bothered with that.
Ain't it crazy though? Like how we are the generation of dial-up internet.
Yes. Oh, we've seen the most technology development.
Right, but now we're so impatient that we can't wait maybe 30 more seconds for some shit. You know what I'm saying?
For your website to load.
Right. We had to deal with, the road.
Yep.
All of that shit. But now,
and then you couldn't make a phone call if somebody was on the internet.
5G, my boy just texted me 5G was about to buy NBC. Shut up.
Oh my gosh, AOL, yep. How about ICQ? Does anybody remember the
Right. Oh my God.
I feel old.
We are. We right there. We in the middle of this.
But it's a blessing because I feel like, we have seen so much development, and, me being in the music industry, I see the development digitally for artists releasing, how much power it gives to independent artists. So I'm not mad at it. But also reach out for the network. I mean, even having these talks with creatives, it builds their network. And when we grew up, we only had the neighborhood. That's it.
Right. We know how to stay home.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. We know how to play outside.
Right.
Kids literally have to learn how to play right now.
How to play board games inside the house.
Had that random ass puzzle. Who bought that puzzle? How did this puzzle get here? But it was there.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm sorry, so true.
2 square, 4 square, hopscotch.
I don't know who bought that puzzle either.
Bicycle riding. We had, like, this is the perfect season to, and you can still socially distance and play with your friends, just riding your bike. Just make sure. Can't you imagine your mom just saying, make sure you take your mask with you?
Or how about, I was on House Party the other day. One of my best friends, she was stuck in Australia. She's back now, but she was in Australia, and she told me to get on House Party. We got on House Party with, like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 people, and we could all play games on that app.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane.
Gamers are doing just fine.
Yeah, I know, right? They nothing changed.
Way fatter.
Yep, we are Gen X indeed. Okay, so we about to round it up. I want to, first of all, I loved having this talk with you because as long as I've known you, we've never really talked that much about your art.
We don't.
I feel guilty about that. But then again, we have fun, so.
I like talking about art.
Huh?
I don't really like talking about art.
Well, it wasn't necessarily about art, but it's more you, because you art.
I thought that was just like a little, it's not a secret, just a fun fact about me. I honestly don't really like, so what do you do?
Right. And well, you don't have to do that with me. Like I said, I don't know nothing.
Oh. I should just start telling people, just understand that I'm not whack. Just know that.
Well, I think
I'm not whack. That's my response.
But you know what?
I'm not gonna say I pay. I'm just gonna respond, I'm not a whack motherfucker. Just know that. That's somehow
even if you don't understand art from a hole in the wall, I think we could get that from your art.
Possibly.
I don't have to understand art to understand you through your art. But yeah, so honestly, I love talking about what moves you, and but I also love just catching up with you because it had been way too long, life and all of that.
Oh, I know. We ain't been in the Netherlands in a minute.
I see the memories on Facebook of us in that damn Ferris wheel.
There, it was New Year's Eve, and you was like,
"Oh, I wasn't available." That was it, because we were. Right.
You should have actually been.
No, your friend was making your friend. It was your friend.
It was my friend's friend.
I'm sorry. It was your friend's fault.
It wasn't just us. We went with like a group of people. Like it was
right
5 of us. And they wanted to be out there in that shit, man. We should have escaped to your ass because that shit was loud. It was dangerous.
And you know, we were doing board games.
Hacker fell on my fell on my damn leg. It was a whole ass mess out there.
I know.
See though, I'm glad I saw it at least once.
Right. Yeah, you have to have done that. But y'all be back, and you know my house is always open.
I saw New Eve shit on every single July 4th experience in this country. Amsterdam's one New Year's Eve has by far more fireworks than I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh yeah, because I've been there for 4th of July a couple times. And
yeah. You this shit like, y'all happy y'all first?
It's all organized and shit.
Y'all in this predicament. Y'all don't have enough fireworks.
And I'm hiding every year in the house from this shit out here because I don't want to get messed up. People be throwing shit at you, and yeah, no, I'm not playing with that. I've done that when I was a kid. I'm fine. And then last week was
New Year's such a big deal. I don't understand.
No. No. Have you been here for Queen's Day?
I think when we went around Queen's Day, it was either right before or right after.
Yeah, because that's something that I will tell you, Lamar, to definitely experience. But this was the first time in history that we didn't have any celebrations, anything, and there was nobody on the street. It was weird because obviously COVID.
Oh yeah.
And so I was walking outside. I was like, I'm okay with this. But normally the canals are full, the streets are full, everybody's drunk. It's like Mardi Gras. Everybody's out here, but there was nothing this year. And this is Memorial Day today for us. So normally they celebrate that on the damn square. Nothing this year. Just in silence.
I'm not acting up as much as we acting up. It just got warm. This shit just broke out here.
Oh, the parks are full. The beaches are full. My neighbors are throwing backyard parties and balcony parties and barbecues when the weather is nice. So trust me, they're acting up here too. But the holidays are calmed down.
Other people do. I don't act up.
Well, I'm getting the countdown. Again, thank you so much for being part of this and showing us your thoughts and yeah. Well, we'll definitely catch up some more. I'll revisit this and see how you're doing.
Yeah. When is it? You said Dub is on Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday. Same time, same bet channel.
Okay, I'll make sure to pop in because that's the
cool. And you don't have to get up for that. You can just lay back in your whatever get up.
PJs, I'm telling you, PJs and paint clothes. That's it. Well, that was any damn way. So
all right. Before this thing cuts us off, I hate this countdown.
I miss you.
Huh?
I love you, Pay. I miss you.
I love you too, and I miss you. And give Lamar a big hug and tell him boo for not being the hype man in the back.
I know. He upstairs mad and he's like, I ain't gonna
He should have been your Breon.
I know. He should have been in the back.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. And I'm glad we didn't pull a Teddy. Your little walk outside, maybe.
I'll give you a Teddy exit though.
All right. It's gonna cut us off. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll be back on Wednesday with W. Sid, love you, and we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.